All right, today we have a three-part question, which is number one, why is listening so important? And what is the byproduct of listening is the second question. And number three is why is listening part of hypnosis when it's suggested that it's more of a power suggestion in a focused state? This is an amazing, amazing question. I love this. Thank you for this. And so I'm going to answer it in three parts. So as the question asks, the first question is why is listening important? I'm going to answer this question by First of all, the answers to this question is based on the therapeutic application of hypnosis and actually how to influence our clients to change their own behaviors. And so when I talk about the principles of conversational hypnosis, this is not about street hypnosis or the traditional hypnosis methods that are popular out there. The ACH on its own focus is therapeutic in nature. So when I answer these questions, know that this is coming from a place where we want to help our clients with their unconscious beliefs and not just using a hypnotic state just because we can use a hypnotic state. So let's set the context up for that. Number one, why is listening important? I'm going to answer that question by asking a question and giving an example. So, have you ever talked to someone in your life, whether that be a friend or a family member, and you're talking to them about your problem, something that you really are like passionate about, right? Or want help with, or a problem that you want advice on and need help with, and you just know that they're distracted and they're not really listening to you. How does that feel? Don't feel good, right? It doesn't feel good to not be listened to, or if we perceive we are not being listened to. So, in a hypnotic state, you want your clients to pay attention, right? And what's the best way that we can get our clients' attention, which is what a hypnotic state is, a focus state, like the question mentioned, is through listening to them. If we don't feel that being listened to, we're also not going to listen. So by listening to our clients, we are also having them or influencing them to mirror the exact same listening skills. So if you are trained in a hypnosis method where you rely on suggestions, then if you listen to your clients, they are more likely going to listen to your suggestions if you listen first. That's just the reciprocity of life, right? The is it the third law? Every action um is received by an equal opposite reaction. I completely like butchered that. But there's an ant. Okay, going live here under the tree. So that is the first the first answer to that question. And the second question is what is the byproduct of listening? I mentioned the byproduct already. One of the byproducts already is that our clients are going to listen to us as well, just by listening. And another big byproduct of listening is reduced amount of resistance, right? Again, using the same example, if you, whether it be your partner or if it's a friend or family member, and you're talking to them and they don't seem to be listening to you, what happens to you? You shut down, right? You resist. And so when we don't listen to our clients, they also have the high probability of resisting. So therefore, if we listen, resistance goes down because our clients will then feel safe enough and understood. And another example is that if you've ever had a friend who just really is a good listener, and you've been able to really develop a connection with a friend or someone in your life who just listens very well, you feel heard, you feel seen. How much more likely are you to actually give them information, to open up with them, right? And so by using hypnotherapy as a therapeutic method, isn't it more beneficial for our clients to open up more to us and reveal more information to us for us to help them, right? It just makes your biggest byproduct, really, to be quite frank, is that better client results, better client connection, improved ability for our clients to not hide behind their problem, to actually open up as to what truly is happening. Because also we just live by symptoms, right? There's a deeply rooted issue, and if we explore the deeply rooted issue through hypnosis, um, and we are not really getting to that deep layer. Part of that is that our clients are sensing that they are just not listening, right? And listening is a big component of trust. If we feel that we are listened to, we are more likely to trust that person. And our client's unconscious mind is always trying to read us, right? So if we are sitting in front of a client and a client, maybe their eyes are closed because that's the hypnosis method that you're using, they're looking at you. They're not just consciously trying to gauge you, right? The unconscious mind is working big time in the background to sense you, to read you, to see if you are trustworthy. And if you don't listen, if we're distracted, what happens? They're not just going to open up, right? That wall of resistance, conscious and unconscious, is going to be much higher. So by listening, you just get better client results, better connection, better satisfaction, increased referral for clients, higher probability of that client coming back to you in the future for any future problems. And as the hypnotist, it's just a much better therapeutic experience for you if you do decide to just listen. So last part is, why is listening a part of hypnosis? When we were told that it's more of a power of suggestion in a focus state. That is a really good question, because it is true that in a lot of hypnosis methods, it's relying on the power of suggestion. But I'm going to say this, that method of hypnosis, there are many methods and methodologies within the hypnosis world. That method of just relying on the power of suggestion in a focus state, it's extremely dated and not as effective. I would even care to say it is ineffective, because let's go over the power of suggestion. Sure, suggestions are powerful, but we were also taught that only a very, very small percentage of people in the world, as little as 10%, I would even say less than that, are extremely suggestible, right? A very, very small amount. So what happens to the 90% of us who are not as suggestible? If we have 10 clients and only one of the 10, which is the 10%, is suggestible, what happens to the nine? What happens to the power of suggestion for the 90%? What happens to those clients, right? Not as well, not as well. So why are we guessing? Why are our clients coming to us if we're just relying on the power of suggestion? And that's why a lot of clients, and to no fault of their own, think that hypnosis doesn't work for them, but they're not easily relaxable, they're not easily hypnotizable, but it doesn't mean that they cannot use it therapeutically. And again, going back to the therapeutic methods, right? We all know that everyone can go into a hypnotic state, in a trance-like state, in their own accord, not just because of the hypnotist told them to. Again, this is a big ego thing. And in ACH, we talk about the power of meeting a client where they're at, and not clicked and not solving our client's problem, because it is not our job. Our client's unconscious mind, we all know this, is intelligent enough. So if we know that our client's mind is intelligent enough to solve their own problem, what the hell are we going to say that is not 1,000, a million times better than what their unconscious mind, which is limitless and a lot more creative, can do? Our suggestions have no power compared to their own self-suggestions. And the unconscious mind is stubborn. People assume that just because people are relaxed and they're in a highly hypnotic state, it means that they can just change their life um, and receive the suggestions openly. But there's an unconscious payoff is a thing, right? If we don't explore that unconscious payoff, sure, they might change their life in a few days, a few weeks, even a few months, but it's not going to be lasting. And that's why some hypnosis methods results don't last, is because they're not really getting into that unconscious payoff that can only be revealed when we actually listen to our clients and investigate the problem. So I know that was a rant against the power of suggestion in hypnosis, but really listening in terms of being therapeutic is highly important, because this is a two-way reciprocal street, right? Um, in order for a client to transform, and even us, in order for us to transform, what do you think is going to be better? Like, let's put ourselves in the situation so that we can actually understand it more. If I wanted to have a consistent exercise routine and I want hypnosis help for that, oh my God, it's fucking ant. So if I want hypnosis help for an exercise routine and someone is just giving me suggestions, telling me that I love exercise, I love the sweat, I love the fact my heart is racing, that I feel like I'm going to die and I'm completely short of breath, I actually don't believe that, because I actually do not think being short of breath is a pleasant experience. It's never going to happen. It's going to be uncomfortable. So I am not going to listen to someone, even though I've paid them money, because they told me that this is what I have to feel. I have to feel it myself and make the connections myself in order for that habit to stick. And so this is why the just going about the power of suggestions is really ineffective and a very surface level way to help clients, because although that might help in the meantime, but our clients need to know how to ignite that intrinsic motivation within them anyway, to start off with, before permanent change happens. And so yeah, that's why listening is important. Listening is super important, especially in hypnosis. And if you are trained in a method that doesn't rely or make importance of the use of listening, I would reconsider and really question why, right? Sometimes when we've done something for a very long time, that's what we think is the only thing or the only way. But the more I listened to my clients and the less I talked, the thousand times better results that I received, and the more likely they were able, but the more likely they were willing to pay me a higher price for it. Having a breakthrough within 10 minutes of your session because you listen to your clients is a much better experience than giving suggestions for an hour and clients saying, "Oh, cool, I'm more relaxed. Thank you." It's a choice, right? For me, I came into the hypnotherapy world because I wanted to make an impact. I actually wanted to make a difference in my client's life. And if we don't listen to them, how will we know how to help them? Right? And so I hoped this answered the question. I went on a few ramble tangents there, but really just proving the point of the importance of listening and how outdated methods of hypnosis really don't work well for our clients these days, especially because now more than ever, the world needs connection, right? And what's the first way we connect? By listening to each other. And so by really allowing ourselves to listen within our sessions, not only are we helping our clients give results, but that rapid impact of the things that we do, because we just listen to our clients, helps our clients to listen more to themselves, which then helps them listen to other people better, which then leads to massive impact just by helping one client and just by listening. And the power of suggestion is only powerful if the client is going to be open to the changes anyway, if the knots are cleared, if their thinking has been cleaned up from the debris that they've had with regards to that problem. Suggestions aren't powerful if there are underlying knots and beliefs and conclusions and excuses that are still running in the programs in their background. So what I'm really trying to say is power of suggestion model is very outdated, and it is not the best thing for our clients. It actually holds them back, and it's giving the hypnotherapy um, industry a bad reputation, because now hypnosis doesn't work, but it's just not used to the actual extent that it can be, because it is powerful. It's just not been taught in a way that is useful. So I hoped that helped. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you soon.